Welcome back to Extinction Gaming and our playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn. Here in the final battle for Meridian and the Spire. Just recraft some of our ammunition before we head on up the road here. Okay. Let's go. It's time to end this series. And finish things with Hades. Some stuff from supply crates. Lots of fire.
Aloy, go! We'll draw them. Now you face their true son, shadow demons.
Thank you, Uthid. Alright. Gotta get around all of the flaming debris. It's time to head back up the hill. Almost forgot we do have... No, not carry capacity. Antidotes. And resist fire potion. There we go. Skill points. Anything that will help us here? Probably not. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. Alright. Almost dead. There you go.
My strength is not yet spent. I earned it by ice and snow.
Aloy. Oh, damn it, girl. You are sucking at this game.
I will answer your challenge.
Rest now, Ice Center.
There we go. Is there any more? Yes. We'll grab up as much medicinal herbs as we can get while we are down here. There we go.
Hardy little plant. You'll help.
Okay. Anything else we can grab before we head up the hill? As Hades is not an easy battle. Hello, Ridgewood. Let's check our resources. Yeah, we got plenty of Ridgewood. Okay. Recraft those arrows and get on with it. Run, Aloy, run! A little more salve brush. Good. Over the fallen log, please. That was one of the nuke back there, by the way.
It's begun. Hades is transmitting.
Yeah, so get your ass up the hill. already starts consuming the biomass for fuel and repair. Alright. Put an end to that.
Started the signal. It must have gotten through the defenses. Venora. Aaron's vanguard. I have to get up there.
Mm-hmm. Bridge is out. Supposed to hop Aloy. There we go.
Gotta keep going. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back.
Nope, no holding back. Okay.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that.
You
Duh.
thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
My fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right? Right.
The metal devil must fall.
You got that
I
right.
should stock up. Last chance.
Excuse me, Sona. Alright. It's time to go. Up and over. Hello. There we go. Alright. And this is one hell of a fight.
Arrival of Entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission.
Entity will.
To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of Entity has been accounted for.
Yep. Unfortunate. God damn it. Alright. Okay, fire and shock. So let's do this. Actually, we'll do better with the fire arrows. It's easier to overheat these bastards than it is to put them down with shock. Don't stop, Aloy. God damn it. Alright, let's switch over to some hard-tipped arrows. God damn it. Take out those. Run. if you're... Alright. There we go. That's what we want. Big damage numbers.
Execute.
Aloy! The Deathbringers omens are on you!
We need to get rid of those.
Down now.
Alright.
Time enough to beat the machines back.
Hey, you hot?
It's brought more of the corrupted, Aloy!
Don't let them overrun us!
That was a nice hit. That was a not so nice hit. Sorry, Varl. I need you to take care of a few things for me. Nice. Come on. You guys take care of the other stuff. Alright. We need to craft some more of these.
Intensify aggression.
Heads up, Aloy, they're coming!
They could come all they want.
We've taken out the corrupted.
We've cleaned them out!
Yep, there's that one dead. God damn it. That's not gonna work. Yeah, you just keep being stupid.
All of you, focus on the new machines!
Damn it. Missed. God damn it. I need to get out of here. It's out of here.
Prioritize entity.
I don't think so. Hello, Aloy. Up close and personal is not what I want to be with a corrupted. Come on, Aloy. Hello. Can we please get out of here? Where'd you go, you bastard?
Help me bring it down!
Everyone!
Draw, Aloy. God damn it. Nope.
Nice shooting!
You won't fight alone!
Thank you. God damn it. Would you die already, you son of a bitch? There we go.
Scrapped.
Now I need to get somewhere where I can restock on this. God damn it. You're going down, big boy. Nice. You are not gonna kill me. Nice. Come on, draw Aloy. There we go.
My way's clear.
The servant is dead. Now, the master.
Hell yeah. You miscalculated.
System threat imminent.
I'm more than a threat.
Master Override armed. To activate state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master Override activated. Purging Extinction Protocol.
You done failed, Hades. Don't walk away from the lance, Aloy. Or spear, whatever the hell. Errand and Varl. City in ruins, but the world survives.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I'd hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care. And that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
So ends the story. And of course we have the ending credits. I do like this game, and the nice thing about this one is you do have the option of increasing the difficulty. So, you know, now that you have all of the gear, and all of the, you know, the weapons and the armor and all of that, you can increase the difficulty. There is, like an X playthrough, that basically allows you to keep all of that and start over from the beginning, which I have done, but you really want to play it on either hard or, you know, ultra hard, because that suit just is way overpowered for some of those early missions, but it is fun to do the entire game again, starting from the beginning and having all of the gear and being able to utilize everything fully. But there's also the DLC, the Frozen Wilds, that even with all the gear that you get in the main game, I find the DLC to be like a whole other level of hard. The enemies in the DLC are definitely much more powerful than the average enemy that you encounter in the main game, so you don't want to attempt that, at least not until you get some of the better weapons, even though, you know, it's unlocked to you starting early on. As far as replayability of this game, a lot of the story is tied up in the mystery and discovering the truth about Aloy's birth and what happened to the world and why the Eclipse want to, you know, kill her and all of that. So, you know, there is a portion of the story that once you know the answers to that, it's not as interesting to do a second playthrough or whatever. But I mean, the battles, you can mix it up with your battle strategies and try new combinations and you know, try to challenge yourself that way, increase the difficulty, that sort of thing. So really, like, additional playthroughs are up to you and your own creativity as to whether you have fun with them, how challenging they become. So if you want to play this more as a combat game as opposed to story, there's certainly room to explore that. Me personally, I like a good story, so yeah, playing this maybe once a year or once every other year, whatever. You know, at least spacing it out enough that I've forgotten some of the finer details. That makes it a little better, but otherwise, yeah, I prefer, you know, open world exploration games a little more than pure story protagonist type mystery. But honestly, I've never really enjoyed mystery in and of itself as a genre of storytelling. Because again, I believe that a good story, you know, it's still enjoyable second time around, third time around, however many times around. A good story, spoilers should not matter if the storytelling is tight and, you know, well done, artistic. Although I think the world is changing as far as what they consider artistic. A lot of modern stories seem to be suffering on the quality of the writing and are more concerned with artistry, and you have to have both. Definitely have to have both. And I think the Horizon series definitely has both. Again, being heavily reliant on mystery does sort of take away some of the impact on consecutive playthroughs after the initial one. But, like I said, if your purpose for playing this game is related to just having a really good primitive shooter combat, you know, I like the variety of bows we have in this game. Some people complain they want more diversity in the weaponry, which we do get some of that. When we go through the DLC, there are some really cool other weapons that you can pick up doing that, as well as additional weapons that you can work with in Horizon Forbidden West, besides bows. Least useful weapon, as far as I'm concerned, are freaking blast slings. You have to be really precise with those, and it's just, if you're, you know, fighting against high-speed enemies or really mobile enemies that can turn on a dime, that blast sling's just almost next to useless. It has a lot of firepower, but it is not easy to direct and aim that firepower. A lot of the bows I find a lot easier to use. As you probably saw, we were really reliant on oh, what is it? The Shadow? Charge a Sharp Shot? I think it's the Sharp Shot, though. At the end. that we weren't using quite as much. The one with the blast arrows and the precision arrows, that has a lot of destructive power behind it, so that's definitely my preferred weapon for those final battles. Aside from the Ostrom cannons, I wish we had access to those for some of our other big fights, but I think they're a little too overpowered. But they are definitely fun to use when you're going up against all those Deathbringers, coming up against the Meridian walls. Probably one of my favorite battles of the game, and I'm actually really happy I got through it and did a good showing of that in the previous episode. I don't always do that fight that well. And I was having trouble with Helis, but then again, the last time I went up against Helis on one of these playthroughs, I had done the DLC before going into the final battle, which, yeah, again, there are some really awesome weapons that you can pick up through that Frozen Wilds DLC that, yeah, Helis doesn't really stand a chance against those. So, I should have really adjusted that elemental bow. I forget what they call that. But that bow, I should have weighted heavy towards, like, corruption or shock or frost. And you can do that. You can buy multiple of those weapons so that you can adjust the coils and weigh them heavier towards one element or another, which is really, really nice, having that capability. Just never really bothered with it this playthrough. If I had done more of the side missions and not just the ally side missions, we would have had enough shards to actually do all of that and not have to go shard farming, which that's always interesting, trying to figure out what's the easiest thing to go after that uses the least amount of resources to get down but gives you the most amount of resources once you get it down. Finding that balance, because there's a number of different combinations. Going up against the Thunderjaws, if you're gonna farm XP in order to level up and level up faster once you've done like a bunch of the other missions and stuff that are high XP, farming off the Thunderjaws is really, really good. Stormbirds, they can also be pretty good, but they're a little more difficult just because of that flight capability. So, if you don't mind wasting the rope for the rope caster and having to recraft those constantly in order to do that battle, Stormbirds can be pretty good too. But it was fun taking down the Stormbird in the previous episode with the Ostrom cannon, though, because didn't need the damn rope caster for that. I do like the rope caster though. That's one of my favorite tools in the game to use against Stormbirds and some of the other big boys that you go up against. Works good on the Tramplers and the Thunderjaws as well. What else? Behemoth? Yeah, you can use them on Behemoth too. Not so much the Rock Breakers. The Rock Breakers, the only thing you can really do with those is find the high ground that they can't burrow under and just let loose with the precision arrows and the tear blast arrows and pray that it stays on the surface long enough for you to get some quality hits in before it decides to burrow beyond your shooting range. Because I've had some battles with those that are just, they go on and on and on because of that. But, yeah, I'm not sure what I am going to do now with this series. Please leave in the comments whether you want to see more of the Horizon series. I'm really excited to play Forbidden West. One of my favorite characters is in that game. Not just from the series, but just in general, great character design and backstory and character arc. And I'm really excited to play with that character. But, you know, if you people who are watching my channel don't really care to see it, because again, that's a game that's been out for a few years. I've waited like 2 years for it to come to PC. But, you know, if you think it's, you know, been done enough by other players and doesn't really, because these stories are so heavily weighted on the mystery side of things, you know, I won't bring it to the channel if people don't want to see it. If you're bored with this series, if you want to see me stick to Red Dead, or there's a handful of other Western based games that I'm thinking of just doing little playthroughs. They're shorter things, not as involved or open world as any of these things. There's some newer games out there too that seem to be more hunting and exploration based as far as the Western genre goes. You know, I'll bring those to this channel. I'm actually figuring I'll bring them eventually anyways, just to highlight some other things that Red Dead sort of overshadows. But yeah, you would rather see things like that than watch another playthrough of Forbidden West, because there are plenty of other gamers who have done it. Then yeah, I don't have to bring Forbidden West to this channel if it's if there's no interest in it. And I think you know my playstyle by now. I definitely like the third-person shooters and open world. And unfortunately, there's a number of things like what I think Assassin's Creed games, that series is heavily reliant on first person, although it does have some third person aspects. What's the other one? Far Cry? I forget. I know there's a number of games out there that are very similar in genre to like Red Dead and Horizon that, you know, have that cool open world aspect. And I've tried to watch other gamers play them, but I just, again, I have to play in third person. I cannot play in first person. This game in and of itself, because of the cauldrons and the ruins and stuff, gets a little difficult at times for me to watch the playback of my own episodes, because even playing in third person doesn't always give me enough of a focal point when you get into tight spaces for me to not end up with some issues with motion sickness. It's easier when I'm in control of the mouse and the way the screen is going, and knowing, you know, when I move the mouse, the screen is going to move. So I can play the games, but I just cannot watch the recordings, which is not good, because I find it to be a little lazy if you are, you know, a content creator of any sort. Doesn't matter if you're on YouTube or Twitch or any other platform. If you are not going back and watching enough of your own videos to, you know, double check that the audio and the visual and all of that come through properly, then I think you're putting out too much content and maybe need to cut back in order to up your quality quality assurance, your quality checks a little before you upload. So, but anyways, still going on with the credits here. I know there's been some controversy with the Horizon series and it being woke, and I don't know, like the level of diversity in it and the amount of male versus female characters and the character designs in and of themselves, I don't find it to be as objectionable as things that have been coming out in more recent years, like post 2020. I guess Forbidden West came out post 2020 to an extent, but I mean, to me this just basically is a game version of the character diversity that I saw in one of my favorite authors to read when I was growing up and a teenager and stuff, Mercedes Lackey, and she started her series back in the 70s, 80s, you know, is when she started writing those books, or her books. She does a lot of, well, she's more known for fantasy, but she does a lot of science fiction as well, or did prior to getting into the fantasy genre. And yeah, I mean, she had a lot of, you know, women as well as men in her you know, military forces and other character groups. She has the Heralds of Valdemar series, and there's a lot of magic and psychic powers and stuff like that in that series, so, you know, a little more balanced as far as capabilities between the sexes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. You know, physical strength and all of that are not so important to her warriors as it would be in a different sort of fantasy genre. And I find, you know, Horizon series is very much balanced in the same way as what I grew up reading in Lackey's books, so it doesn't bother me that much. And I mean, you also have a lot of warrior characters in both series that, you know, they're not going to look perfect. They're not going to be you know, the pinup girls. Playboy girls, or, you know, Chippendale men. But I like seeing less appealing people, or less appealing characters in war series, war games, because you figure they're gonna get the crap beat out of them. They're gonna have scars. They're gonna, you know, suffer wounds from ammo and fire and all sorts of other crazy shit. They're gonna get sick and have, you know, pox scars and things like that. They're gonna be sunburned and blistered, and just, I like the element of realism when you have characters that actually look like they reflect the environment they're in. Now Aloy, I will say that, yeah, she seems to be a little on the skinny side. Simply because even a very slight built person, I would expect to have more muscle mass for as much work as she does. It's not the feminine curves that I'm, lack of, that I'm objecting to. It's just, I think she would be a little more built as far as biceps and triceps and all of that. Probably sounds a little weird, but yeah. But hey, it doesn't really matter. It's just what you have. And seeing the cast here, Cylon's voice actor, Lance Reddick, passed away after they had finished Forbidden West, but I know they were working on the continuation of the series, so it'll be interesting to see what becomes of that character in third installment, or maybe you consider it a fourth installment, since there is a VR game in this series now. Call of the Mountain, I think, is what they named it, which obviously, if I have issues with first-person gameplay, I am certainly not going to be in a position to do VR gaming whatsoever. So, yeah, as much as I would love to watch gameplay and experience gameplay of that series, it just ain't gonna happen. But, hey, can't play every game. Gets expensive after a while. Even if individual games are very reasonably priced, you just, keeping up to date with all of the hardware. I mean, I'm playing on a $5,000 gaming PC that I already know I want to replace the graphics card. Maybe, well, it's not going to happen this year, maybe next year. The next generation, when it comes out after the 480, that then I'll see about replacing it. But yeah, it gets expensive keeping up with the latest hardware you need for some of these to play them at peak performance. So, anyways, not sure how much more of the credits I want to sit here and make you go through while I am talking about the game, because we're into Frozen Wilds now, which we haven't played. Whether or not we play the Frozen Wilds DLC really doesn't matter, since Forbidden West is a whole other game in and of its own. You know, if there's no interest, or if there's objection to me playing Forbidden West, and seriously guys, let me know one way or another. Like, even if you don't really care what I do, you know, have no opinion one way or another, let me know, just because there are a lot of options open as far as what I could do with this channel. It's still only like 6 months old, and yeah, this is only the second series that I've done on it, and I have 2 Red Dead series going on it right now. One of those coming to an end, getting wrapped up here shortly. So, yeah, I have a lot of options of what I can bring for you guys, and you know, still being young, still being new, I want to do what my current audience wants to see, and also, you know, figure out exactly what kind of shape this channel should take. I do plan on launching a second one soon, hopefully. It is going to be non-gaming. It is going to be gaming of a different sort, I guess. Could be a way to put it, with seeing what kind of wildlife shows up on our trail cameras. Because we do have a nice little herd of deer that hangs around our property, and we have raccoons and rabbits and opossums and coyotes that show up very, very regularly. So instead of just recording them and having all of those video and photo files take up space on a drive somewhere, I might as well share them and, you know, get them off the hard drive or the solid state drive and get them out on the web. Because if I can use somebody else's file storage space for free, I might as well do it, right? So, anyways, not sure how much longer the credits go on, but I do like to allow them to play out to their fullest. If you have enjoyed this game, please give the episode a like, give the series plenty of likes if you forgot to do that on previous episodes. Please leave comments. Tell me what you want to see. And definitely consider subscribing, because I could use some more viewers who will let me know what they want to see. Or just knowing that there's interest. I'm still gonna keep going regardless, but it's always nice to watch growth and know that there's people who are enjoying the output enough to subscribe. Because that is... the subscribers aren't as important as just knowing that I'm giving back to the gaming community that provided me a lot of entertainment and relaxation and stress relief during those few bad years of COVID craziness, and also before that, when I had my more stressful job that had a boss who yeah, the previous manager at that job was, I won't call him chauvinistic, because he was equal opportunity in his dismissal of people. He was the sort of guy who, if it wasn't his idea, he didn't want to hear it. he would basically shoot down anything that he didn't come up with. So, yeah. And it didn't matter, again, if you were a guy or a girl. He'd do that to everyone. But hey, I don't have to worry about that. He's no longer the boss at that office, and I no longer work at that office either, so it's very nice to be able to move on. Find better people to work with and work for. Are we bored yet? Yeah, a lot of different people worked on this. Although I don't think the work crew is quite as big as what Rockstar employed for any of its games. Well, it's a much shorter game. It's still open world, but it's not nearly as detailed. There's still a lot of things that we didn't do in this game that, or at least not in this playthrough, that we could have, which you can go back and do after the fact, because the game, if it would finish the credits, it would show you the storyline basically resets to just before the final battle. So you can go back and do all the side quests and errands and collect all of the artifacts and the metal flowers and forget what else is out there. Little Fanuc statuettes and things like that. Yeah. So we might do some of that if there's not a lot of interest in Forbidden West. Although when we do get to Forbidden West, we are doing the full playthrough. We're gonna do everything. Unlike this series, simply because the whole point of playing this Zero Dawn playthrough fast and dirty was the fact that we wanted to get to Forbidden West as fast as possible. But like I said, if there's really no interest in Forbidden West, then we won't do it. And finally done with the credits and get to the end cutscene. This is important to the story. Hello, Silence.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
And that's the lead-in to Forbidden West. Alright. Again, if you have enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. Consider subscribing for more content, more series. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.